So after 2 great but uneventful days at Cat Harbor, we pulled the anchor and motored the 2.8 miles over to Little Harbor. As you may remember from our past adventures, Little Harbor is a small harbor and it can only handle a few boats. The entrance is rocky to the port side while entering. There are rocks that are submerged at high tide, so you have to enter far to the starboard shore to be safe. Once you enter, we always like to turn to port and drop anchor close to the beach. There are actually 2 beaches that are divided by another outcropping from the shore, but we always head to the port side. That side has better protection from the swells because it's behind the rocks you pass when you enter. If you have a shoal draft like we do, you can anchor fairly close to the beach. You really have to take care, though, because when the tide is out, there are places that you really don't want to be anchored, as a few of our fellow sailors found out the hard way.
Hey YouTube friends, well, it is Wednesday, July the whatever. This is our 4th day at Catalina and our 2nd day at Little Harbor. So let me show you something really unexpected. It's a Wednesday during the week after 4th of July last week, and a nice weekend. And what we've got here is got a sailboat there. This guy just came in. He was going to park over here. The problem with that, there was a Catalina 38 in here last night, and what he didn't realize is that the 7 feet of water he was in was going to turn into 3 feet. He jammed his keel into the sand, of course, and couldn't get out for 6 hours. Finally went afloat. He had been listening for a while. Finally went afloat again, and he parked his boat over here. And this guy comes in, and of course he came in today. He knew right where he needed to go, so he went there. But the guy in this really nice Beneteau Oceanic 45, he was back over here next to us along with the guy in Catalina, and they both at 2 o'clock in the morning, well, not both of them, at 2 o'clock in the morning, this guy cranks up, and I come up to see what the commotion is, and he hauls ass forward because he understands that he's about to go aground. And it was, I asked him about it today, and he told me the story of him and the Catalina 38, and he said that, he said, I had all day to check the charts. I didn't check the charts for low tide, see what it was going to be like. I just saw your boat, it was a big boat. I figured that you were going to, but I said, what's your keel? And he said 6 feet, and I said, dude, we got shoal. We're at 4.5, so that's why we nestle in close to the beach, because we've been in like 3.5 feet of water and been able to just pull out of wherever we were. Right now you can see the rock that's kind of tipping out of the water right there. There are several rocks there, so it's high tide right now. But yeah, we had a little fun time with that. And these poor people that came in, yeah, they had pulled back over here, and the guy in the Beneteau went over and said, hey, listen, you realize how shallow it gets there? And he told him, and so the guy immediately pulls up anchor, and he pulls up in here, and they're trying to set anchor now. We've anchored out there. That's 28 to 30 feet of water. Not the greatest of holding. We dragged from there, but we've also had a catch and had a good holding. Catalina 38 right there. We met them ashore. Very nice couple. We'll probably see them again. But yeah, they're up in about probably there. It's more like about at least 30, 35 feet of water. But yeah, we've been here enough to know. I know all the depths of all this. We brought the Columbia here. First time was, oh gosh, was it 6 years ago, 7 years ago? And before coming in there, I mean, you researched like a son of a gun. Had a 6-foot keel in the Columbia. and I figured out exactly where we could be. So we've anchored all around here when necessary. But the really interesting thing is, we've never seen it with more than 2 or 3 boats in here. We've got 5 boats in this little tiny harbor. Now we're all, we got in here first. We actually raced the Beneteau. He was coming across, and we were coming out of Cat Harbor, and we saw him coming across, and we've been planning this, so I kind of throttled up, and we were getting there at the same time. The only problem he had was he had to turn off so he could furl his main and his jib. So we came in, and we got a real sweet spot where he couldn't have anchored anyway. So he should have really anchored next to us and then had to move. But yeah, he comes in, and we said, hey, just enough room. You could get in here if you needed to, and throw out a stern anchor. We're going to catch one out probably. Sound good? He said, yeah, perfect. Had no idea he didn't have a shoal keel, and he was coming back in here. Anyway, there's my story for the day. And First Mate is over here enjoying a Bloody Mary. Forgive the blanket on the window. That was needed because we got an old blanket put it up there because puppy dog Friday girl that's her spot to lay, and the sun was out, and she needed a place to get away from the sun. Not to mention that I'm a lobster, and
so am I. And it also, with the sun coming in right here, it's heating this whole area up. So the next thing we're going to do is make some canvas covers for these windows, so that instead of putting our Ma and Pa kettle blanket over the windows, we'll have some nice blue canvas covers.
So we don't embarrass ourselves and embarrass you guys for watching our channel. Anyhow, the blue pillows that we have in the cockpit. This is covering the next cushion, the last cushion she's going to make. These guys are beautiful. I don't know if I've shown. These are the beautiful cushions First Mate made. She made one for here. She made one for over there, which we cover with a towel because that's where we step on and off. This guy is just foam underneath. She's going to make this when we get back, and she's made all of these pillows. The stripe ones add kind of a nice touch. But yeah, she's made all of these. And when she's done with the window coverings up here, we're going to do the bimini, so we don't have to look like Walmart sailors with a tarp up. Anyhow, there you have it. We'll do more on Little Harbor here. We decided, so we've been here 2 days. We're decided to stay a third day. Maybe go back tomorrow, maybe not. Probably won't go back till Friday now, and then we'll stay at Cat Harbor. So, most beautiful anchorage. I may cut some stills in here. We took a buttload of stills. But yeah, stunning anchorage.